Good morning, my friends. It is I, John, here on day one of week 7 of the water fast. This morning, I woke up, I came out, and I had a fabulous mug of broth with sea salt and a little bit of butter. And ooh, was it tasty! It tasted so good. It was just lovely to have the flavor in my mouth, and I thoroughly enjoyed just sitting there sipping it, and I didn't chug it down. I was not ravenous for it in any way, shape, or form. I was just enjoying and savoring that flavor and that taste, and that taste of that butter, especially. I feel great. Everything has gone well. This is day one, as I said. Water fast is very much over in the terms of 4 weeks of straight water. Right now, I am feeling wonderful, and the broth, as I said, just enhances that feeling. Today I will be doing. It's a Saturday. I'll be doing a lot of work in my garage and doing a lot of cleaning things out down there. As I said, I try to do a lot of things while I'm fasting, and I'm still on a fast. I'm on a broth fast as opposed to a water fast, and then next week it'll be the OMAD. So I just wanted to hop on and tell you how day one's going on week 7. Have a great day. See ya. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 2, week 7 of the water fast. Feel phenomenal today. I had one day of broth behind me, and today was a day of broth as well. And I'm already feeling very satiated, not getting hungry. A lot of times when you start reintroducing food, you'll be hungry. That's why I do a broth fast, because what I'm actually doing is I'm easing my body into that process. And I did not have a bowel movement today, so I'm assuming I'll have one in the near future, because usually broth will start to go through you and clear you out. It's sort of a laxative in itself, and it kind of cleans out the system even more. So I'm looking forward to actually having that happen. And then tomorrow, day 3, Monday, I will be just continuing in that vein. I'm still, because of the broth, I'm still very much knocking tasks off my list. Next week, I'll still be doing tasks, but I'll be doing less, because having my one meal a day. I'll be losing a little bit of time in my day for creating food and eating food. But I wanted to let you guys know on day 2 of week 7, things are going phenomenally well. I feel great. It's a beautiful day today, and I'm just excited to be out here enjoying it. And I will talk to you next time. See ya. Bye. Hey guys, it's week 7, day 3 of the water fast. It's been a tremendously good return to having broth. Thoroughly enjoying that. Have yet to have bowel movement, but I expect that any day, and I expect that to be one of those moments where you have to run to the restroom, because usually that's what happens when you shift back to broth, is it starts really cleaning out even more so your bowels. It feels just wonderful to be having that wonderful sensation of the broth again. I'm loving this whole return back to food as a slow process, because of the fact that it's just easier. I don't have a whole bunch of struggle with hunger pains or any of that, because of the fact that I am casually and easily transitioning back to food. As I'm taking in the broth, it's giving me enough nutrients to stave off any hunger. And as I come back to next week, going and adding food back in, that'll be a wonderful experience. Also, on next Saturday, or 6 days from now, we have the first coffee returning, which is, I am very excited about that, my friends. But yeah, it's going very well. I'm very happy with the results that I'm getting. A lot of times when you go on a water fast, you lose a bunch of weight fast. And I did not lose a bunch of weight fast. I did lose a bunch of weight, but I typically, like a 4-week fast, you can lose, 40, 50 pounds sometimes. And I, over my whole course of this fast this year, I've lost 24 pounds. But I was already in weight loss phase because I had reduced carbs since Christmas, as I said before. So this is just a very easy transition for me, and I'm very happy with the way it's going. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, it's week 7, day 4 of the water fast, and I am out here on the back deck enjoying a lovely day, chilly day, cool day. But spring is here. You can see the buds starting to pop out on the tree over here behind me, and spring is definitely happening. I'm really excited about this idea of coming out of a fast as spring approaches, because spring is always about renewal and growth and things changing. And I think that this opportunity of the water fast has been exactly that, me changing my life and moving my experience into a different future. You may notice my beard's a little shorter now. I trimmed it off the other day because it had gotten a little out of whack in my trimming process. So I figured I'd knock it back and let it come back up. But I'm doing the same thing with my body. I'm knocking things off. I'm clearing things out. A fast is a really good opportunity to figure out what exactly you are sensitive to. As you start to reintroduce foods, you find the certain things that don't make you feel good. And it gives you the opportunity to pull those things out of your diet. I just see this whole fasting process as my own personal spring. I am growing into something newer, bigger, better, and blossoming into something great. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, it's John here on week 7, day 5 of the fast this year. It has been an amazing week. I finally did have my first bowel movement of the week. It was like Old Faithful. It was very liquidy. But it was great because I really felt like my body was cleansing and getting out that last little bit of stuff that was hanging on to the intestines. It's been just a wonderful week. I feel very energized. That little bit of butter and that little bit of sodium really kind of gives me a little charge. So I'm feeling great. You could tell I've lost some weight here. I've lost some weight here. I definitely lost some weight and some hair because I trimmed everything up. But I feel great. I feel light. I feel energetic. My voice is really clear. My body just seems to be cleansing all over in many different ways. So I'm excited about where I am right now. I got one more week after this, today being day 5. I've got 2 more days of broth, and then I start to reintroduce food. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to finish the 1 week of OMAD because I have the opportunity to take a vacation starting the middle of next week. And so I may go visit my friends and family in Rehoboth. And if I do that, then I will probably not hold 100% true to OMAD. But I'll do my best while I'm down there. And very excited about the direction that this has gone this year. I feel great. I feel wonderful. I do have my little waddle going on down here, my little excess skin. But, that'll tighten up over time. Or maybe it won't. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm not about what I look like as much as I am about what I feel like and how I present in the world. And so when I look at this process this year, this has been tremendous. I've loved it every moment of every day. And so I just wanted to hop on and tell you about day 5, week 7. And I will talk to you on day 6. See ya. Bye. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com. Hey guys, it's John on week 7, day 6. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am really thoroughly loving where I am right now. I feel great. My body is really functioning at optimal levels right now. I'm not hungry in the least. But I did want to talk today about boredom, about being bored. When I talked earlier about the idea of making a list of projects to do during the fast, it was about productivity and getting things done, and because I had the extra time. But I also know that when I am not eating and I get bored, what happens is I end up trying to fill the time. And how do we fill time? We fill time with things that we naturally fall back into, which is eating. And so by putting myself with a list of things to do, it gave me the opportunity to build out my day so that I couldn't be bored. On the days that it was beautiful outside, I specifically went out and I did yard work just because I didn't want to give myself that a reason to be bored. And the more I kept myself physically active doing something else, then I never had the boredom hunger or looking for the dopamine response to that feeling of eating. And so I guess the important part of this is that keeping your mind active during a fast is extremely important. It's extremely important because the majority of eating that we as Americans do, especially, is conditioned eating. We eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or if you're into like some sorts of fitness, you have to eat 6 small meals a day, or whatever. We get so regimented about eating. Whereas, our ancestors would have eaten when they could catch something or they were really hungry. They would just eat what was readily available around them. They probably never, ever felt the packed or full feeling that we tend to feel because they would just eat and then they would just naturally stop eating when they would feel like they didn't want to eat anymore. So, the conditioned responses that we have in today's society around food is kind of unhealthy. The body is wise. When you're eating something that you really truly love and you come to that point where you're just not hungry anymore, the reason you keep eating and stuffing yourself is because you're actually submitting yourself to the dopamine response, the feeling of that thing. You want to eat more of it. You're afraid of not having enough of it. Afraid of getting, you want that sensation to continue. But at one point during that meal, you went, oh, you felt yourself simply exhale because you're like, oh, I'm done. Right? But we just keep going in today's society because it's there. It's abundant. It's in front of us. And, it's something we totally love the taste of or something. But in reality, if you were to just take that moment and go, oh, okay, that's enough, and push the rest of that food away, that in itself would be a huge change in your lifestyle, right? But we eat with a conditioned response. We eat because of the way society tells us we should eat. We eat because of the way certain diets say we should eat. I don't think there's any one way of eating, just like I don't think there's any one way of spirituality. I know my next door neighbors, they thrive. They're in their 80s. They thrive on a completely plant-based diet. I tried plant-based diets. I was a vegan for a year, and I was a vegetarian for 2, and I was never sicker, colder, or weaker. And so it didn't work well for my body. I just think there are some people who need different, nutrients or different way of eating. For me, I thrive with a high protein, low carb diet, but that doesn't mean I don't like fruit. Every so often I'll have some pineapple or a banana or something of that nature. But it doesn't mean that that you're wrong if you eat a certain way or you're right if you eat a certain way. Diets have become just like spirituality. If you're vegan, you have this one way of thinking. If you're a carnivore, you have this one way of thinking. And the vegans will bash the carnivores and say, you're killing animals, blah, blah, blah. And the carnivores will bash the vegans and say you're weak and feeble. And it's just like spirituality. It's like the Christians going against the Muslims or the New Age going against the Old Age. And it's all just the same social structuring of doctrines and dogmas, and there's doctrines and dogmas around diet as well. These modern diets have given you the journey or the quest of chasing the dopamine rather than acknowledging the satiety. And when you acknowledge the satiety and you push the extra food away, put it in the fridge. You're allowed to get a doggy bag. It's allowed, right? Push that extra food away and then go back to doing something. But if you give yourself a list of things to do, then your actual meals become less because you're doing things. Your mind is associating. Suddenly you start, oh, I'm a little hungry. Then you eat something until you just are satiated, and then that's how you change that aspect. I over the next year, I am going to be losing another 100 pounds. I am going to be losing another 100 pounds, and I'm going to do it with not extreme diets. I know that my body likes a low carbohydrate thing because that's what feels good to me. So I'll be doing lower carb, not zero carb. I mean, I probably won't be 100% carnivore, but I'll enjoy a little bit of pineapple now and again, or a little bit of fruit now and then. I've never been a big salad enjoyer, because salads to me meant, sugary dressings and things of that nature, because I don't like the taste of lettuce, right? So to me, having that fruit and things of that nature is fine, right? In fact, one of the times in my life where I lost the most weight, I was on what's known as a natural hygienic diet. I would wake up in the morning, I would eat nothing but high water content fruit in the morning before noon. And then at noon, I would have a salad and either a carb or a protein, but never the two in the same meal. So I'd have chicken with salad or something of that with salad. Then at dinner time, I would have a salad, maybe a little small bowl of pasta, right? I lost a ton of weight. I also had a lovely dog back then. My firstborn named Odin. He was a Rottweiler, and we'd walk 2 miles in the morning, 2 miles in the evening, and I would ride a stationary bike for 45 minutes every morning while I watched the news back in those days. I lost a ton of weight really, really fast eating that way. I don't think there's any one way, but I do think that when it comes to losing weight or whatever, it's less to do with the food we're consuming and more to do with the amount of food we're consuming, and understanding that if we can fill our days with more things to use our mind for and our body for, that I think we'll naturally eat less. But the more we get focused on, I'm working hard now because I've got to get to lunch, that's counterproductive in my mind. So you keep an eye on me. You keep me accountable. You're going to see me lose weight over the next year, another 100 pounds over the next year. I've lost 48 pounds since Christmas. And that's January, February, March, right? 3 months. In 3 months, I've lost 48 pounds. If I keep going by next Christmas, because they say it slows down as you get closer to your weight, by next Christmas, that gives me, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It gives me 9 months. I can lose another 100 pounds in 9 months. That's 3 times the amount of time that I've used to lose this almost 50 pounds. And so you keep me accountable, and I will keep losing weight, and you'll see my face get thinner and thinner like it is already. And I'll fill my days with motion and with things to keep my mind in motion as well, and I will eat less food, and lose more weight. And that's day 6 on week 7. I'll see you on day 7, and that will be the last of the broth fast. And then Saturday morning, I get to drink a cup of coffee. And I will talk to you soon. I'll see you. Bye. Hey guys, here I am on week 7, day 7, the end of the actual no food. This is the end of broth. And tomorrow morning, I actually will go back into eating. But more importantly than that, tomorrow morning, I will be drinking coffee. Yay! And so week 7, day 7 is a great week. I currently have lost only another pound this week, 318. I did continue to lose weight, but only 1 pound this week. I expect that I'll either stall or maybe gain a pound or 2 this next week. But that's pretty normal when you're re-adding food back in. The body just kind of adjusts to that. But I will keep doing low carb and keep doing what I was doing before the fast, which made me lose 28 pounds before I even started fasting. So I'm sorry, 23 pounds before I started fasting. So yeah, I will continue that down, losing the weight for the rest of the year probably. And I just wanted to hop on, give you the results of day 7, week 7, here in the fabulous John of News Studios. And I will talk to you next week. See you. Bye.